One of the things I wondered about was why is the phenomenon of the Shemitah stronger at certain cycles than others? And the two periods when it's especially strong, and it does appear, by the way, at other times. You can find it throughout, but especially in the period of around 1972 and 73 onward to this day, when you have five major turning points, collapses, and even six regarding the bond market at every Shemitah. But then the other period of time is the 1930s, where you have two Shemitahs and two major collapses in the Great Depression. And so why might that be? Well, one of the reasons that I believe from 1972 and 73 onward, particularly 1973, there is a big change in America regarding God and judgment, which is noted in the book, and what happens that year when a momentous decision is made with America. And so one of the phenomenons of the Shemitah is that concerning judgment and waking up a nation or shaking a nation. But there's something else, which I didn't realize when I wrote the book, how incredibly accurate or how incredibly convergent it is. And that is this. One of the things about the Shemitah is the debt. The Shemitah wipes away debt, deals with debt. And in the Bible, debt with a nation on a national scale is linked to judgment. God said to Israel, if you follow me, you will lend to many nations and you will not borrow. But the inverse is also true, that if you don't, well, you're going to be not lending, you're going to be in debt. Well, America used to be the greatest creditor nation on earth. But in this time period, in the 1980s, it turned from the greatest creditor nation to the greatest debtor nation. And so we have debt. Now, when you look at the debt of America, you look at the national debt, it's an interesting thing that you see. There are two major peaks. And the first peak happens in the 1930s, just when the Shemitah, the power or the dynamic of the Shemitah, is at its strongest. And what the Shemitah does is it causes that cycle to go down. The other period of the greatest debt in America starts like in the 70s, going to the 80s, 90s, up to this day, is this mountain of debt. So if you look at when the debt levels are, that's when the phenomenon of the Shemitah is at its strongest, which is, you think that's exactly what it should be, because the Shemitah, among other things, deals with debt. And so it goes right along with that, right behind it, on top of the issue of judgment, which also, I believe, have been moving, where the phenomenon has been intensifying, getting so precise in the last two Shemitahs, where it comes on the exact day appointed in the Bible.